Elara and the Valley of Silver Dreams. In a corner of the world unseen on maps, found only by those who look with their hearts, lay Glimmer Valley. In this valley, the leaves of the trees were made of silver, and the water in the rivers flowed like melted crystal. This was the home of a noble unicorn family. The father of the family, Orion, was a unicorn as strong as the sky with a blue mane. The mother, Celeste, was as graceful as the stars, white with purple spots. The little brother, Leo, was a foal who couldn't sit still, constantly glowing with energy. And then there was the eldest daughter, Elara. Elara was beautiful, with pearl-white fur and a golden mane. However, Elara had a big secret and a deep sadness. For unicorns in Glimmer Valley, sleep didn't just mean resting. Sleep was the time when their magical horns recharged. The adventures they saw in their dreams made their horns shine brightly when they woke up in the morning. Every morning at breakfast, the family would share their dreams. Leo would jump excitedly. I slid down slides made of clouds in my dream. Look how my horn is shining. Indeed, his horn was lit up like a small lantern. Orion would say, I raced with comets in my dream, and his horn would emit a deep blue light. When it was Elara's turn, she would lower her head. She couldn't say, I only saw darkness. Instead, she would lie, I ran in the meadows too. But her horn would give her away. Elara's horn was matte, pale, and had no light at all. Because Elara was the only unicorn who couldn't dream. That evening, when the sky in the valley turned purple and the fireflies began to dance, it was bedtime. Mother Celeste entered the children's room. Come on, she said in her soft voice. Close your eyes and let the dreams take you away. Leo fell asleep instantly, and his legs began to move as if running even while he slept. Clearly, he had already embarked on an adventure in his dream. Elara, on the other hand, tossed and turned in her bed. She squeezed her eyes shut, praying, please let me see a dream tonight, please let me see a color. But whenever she closed her eyes, the only thing she faced was an endless, silent darkness. It was as if the doors to her mind were locked. Hours passed. The moon rose. Elara couldn't sleep. She got out of bed quietly. Maybe I am broken, she thought. Maybe I am not a unicorn anymore. Elara quietly slipped out of the house and walked to the highest hill in the valley, where the whispering willow tree stood. There lived the oldest and wisest of the family, great-grandma Serafina. Serafina was so old that her mane could no longer be distinguished from the clouds. Elara curled up next to her grandmother and began to cry. When her tears hit the ground, tiny flowers bloomed. Serafina spoke without opening her eyes. Why is the light of your horn so dim, beautiful Elara? Because I can't dream, Grandma, Elara sobbed. Everyone goes to wonderful worlds, but I just stare into a black void. I am an incomplete unicorn. Serafina laughed. It was a sweet sound, like wind chimes. Oh, Elara. You are looking for dreams outside. You are waiting for dreams to come down from the sky to you. But you are not like the others. Some unicorns watch dreams, while others create dreams. Elara was surprised. Create? Serafina gave Elara a glowing silver seed from the ground. This is not a moonflower seed, she said. This is you. Now close your eyes, Elara. But not to sleep. Close them to see. But it's dark. said Elara. Darkness is just an empty canvas, said Grandma Serafina. Do not be afraid. Put a color into that darkness. Your favorite color. Elara closed her eyes. She took a deep breath. She imagined placing a small, turquoise dot in the middle of the darkness with the power of her mind. I see it, whispered Elara. A small, blue light. Good, said Serafina. Now grow that light. Turn it into something. What does it look like? Elara focused. That turquoise dot stretched, curved, and turned into an ocean wave. Then, horses made of foam emerged from the wave. She painted the sky purple. She drew the sun like an orange. For the first time, Elara was building a world inside her mind before sleeping. As Grandma Serafina's voice faded away, Elara found herself inside the painting she had made. But this time it was different. She wasn't just imagining it anymore, she was really there. Elara was running on a turquoise sea, but she wasn't sinking. Every time her hooves touched the water, stardust splashed around. There were flying fish instead of birds in the sky, and they were singing songs. This is my dream, shouted Elara. Her voice echoed through the valley. I made this. As she ran, her horn began to warm up. First a faint glimmer, then a strong light began to radiate. In her dream, she climbed onto a bridge made of rainbows. Looking down from there, she saw the entire Glimmer Valley. But she repainted the valley with the colors she wanted. She made the trees pink and the rivers golden yellow. Elara was no longer just a spectator, she was the architect of dreams. When the first rays of the morning sun hit Elara's face, she opened her eyes to the chirping of birds. She didn't feel tired, she felt incredibly energetic. When she got out of bed and looked in the mirror, her breath was taken away. Her horn. That dull, matte horn wasn't just shining now. Colorful lights were scattering from her horn like a prism. It was so bright that even the shadows of the objects in the room looked colorful. She ran to the kitchen. Orion, Celeste, and Leo were sitting at the breakfast table. When Elara walked in, they all stopped eating and looked at her with their mouths open. Elara, said Leo. Look at your horn. It's shining like the sun. Her mother, Celeste, smiled as if she had been expecting this. I guess you went on a very special journey tonight. Elara sat at the table. Her head was no longer bowed. Yes, said Elara proudly. I used to wait for dreams to come. But last night, I made my own dream. I ran on turquoise seas, I painted the sky. Her father, Orion, kissed his daughter's forehead. That is true magic, Elara. Not seeing, but creating. From that day on, Elara became the most famous unicorn in Glimmer Valley. Not just because she had the brightest horn, but also because she gave daydreaming lessons to the other little foals. To every little unicorn who couldn't dream, felt afraid, or was scared of the dark, Elara taught the same thing. Don't be afraid of the darkness you see when you close your eyes. That darkness is your canvas. Pick up your brush and start painting your own world. And every night when Elara laid her head on the pillow, she smiled. Because she knew that the moment she closed her eyes, the adventure wasn't ending, that was when it truly began. The end.